I want to talk to you about FindLaw, and the big question is, should your firm use FindLaw this year? Is the platform legit at all? Let's have a conversation about that. So here are the facts that you need to know. Every attorney or agency knows of someone who had a nightmare experience with FindLaw, that's for sure. If you find yourself wondering how to get out of an abusive FindLaw contract, or like you're trying to really ditch the platform altogether, you're certainly not alone. And one thing for sure, FindLaw has its pros and cons. You have folks who really love FindLaw, who appreciate what the platform has to offer, and you have some other lawyers who say, you know what, FindLaw is definitely not the place for me. Okay, now into this conversation, I want to go granular. I want to explain to you the pros and cons, what you really need to think about if you are considering beefing up your law firm marketing through an affiliation or through a listing on FindLaw. So, as one of the nation's leading SEO agencies for law firms, you have to really understand that our company has actually seen time and again that people actually incorporate FindLaw into their marketing strategies. I mean, not just people, but law firms across the nation. And the cool thing is that you are able to get things done real fast. Okay, whether you have FindLaw, let's say completely or partially into your marketing strategy. Now, the big question is, should your law firm use FindLaw at all? Well, really, it depends. The cool thing is that you can actually sign up for FindLaw and really test their marketing services. Or you can also pay for the PPC ads in their directory. That the question is, it's all about the niche you're in. It's all about the geography you are targeting. It's all about your budget as well, your marketing budget. I mean, usually I'll say that we advise clients to have 2 to 5% to allocate 2 to 5% of their gross revenue to marketing. So I want to really explain to you today whether FindLaw should be the right tool for you. Okay, should you use FindLaw's legal reference material? Yes, I mean yes. The informational material is really helpful. Many accident and injury victims use FindLaw's resources to know if they should hire a lawyer, and the legal reference material is accurate, up to date, and worth reading. So that's really great there. One thing for sure, you gotta really see again, going back to what I said, the niche you're in, and how FindLaw can fit within your operational strategy. So let me talk to you about the strategy here. Should you sign up for FindLaw's directory at all? Well, the thing is that when you think about the FindLaw's directory, a directory such as FindLaw or Avo or Justia, it's just that you want to receive a backlink to your website. Okay, so attorney backlinking is a challenging and competitive field. So this backlink from FindLaw can help you rank higher on Google. It's expensive to have a profile though. It costs about $150 to $300 per month to host a premium profile on FindLaw's website. With a premium option, you can add multiple attorneys, practice areas, links, and content. So if you are heavily invested in SEO and you have the budget to do so, it might be worth signing up for a profile on FindLaw today. Now, should you pay for ad clicks in FindLaw's directory? Well, the thing is that FindLaw also sells ad space at the top of their search results, and while the clicks should be relevant to your practice area, they cost the same as a click on Google. In other words, $150 per click more. Okay, you may not believe this, but it's one of those things where you have to really understand that if the ROI is there for you, then yeah, why not? Because the whole thing is that there has to be an ROI. It has to make the whole decision to pay for ad clicks on FindLaw should be economically sensible. It has to make sense, okay? And this is really important. And one thing I want to say here also is that if the economics are not there for you, then it's not really worth it. Should you hire FindLaw to build your website? Because they actually offer that service too. Our position is pretty clear. It really depends. Let's say primarily, we do not advise clients to actually use FindLaw to build their website because they're not a web design agency. They do other stuff, but the building a website is not their specialty. At least that's what we believe. So the thing is that when you go through FindLaw, they'll set you up on a template that looks exactly like the websites of thousands of other firms. You'll pay a monthly fee just to host and keep the website, and they will own your creative assets. Okay, so you are better off when you really think about it. You're better off working with an agency or specialist that provides law firm web design. That way you have control over the whole process. So when you think about a FindLaw website, how much does it cost? Well, some firms, based on our investigations, pay as little as $500 a month for their FindLaw website, but they are getting what they paid for. This price point will include about 5 pages, no additional services or support, and the website will never rank on Google or generate leads. Lawyers that opt for a more robust package on FindLaw will pay more than $5,000 per month. You can also hire a real SEO agency that will drive significant revenue for you at that price point. I'm talking about $5,000 a month, okay? And one thing that we don't like also is that with FindLaw, you don't own your FindLaw website, and that's really serious though, because basically, if you want to end your contract, what about your image files? What about your headshots? What about your infographics and site design? Do those things just disappear? Sadly, you are often set up to lose all of that unless you pay a fee to FindLaw. So you want to consult your contract for specific details. Okay, there are several horror stories available online about people trying to get out of their FindLaw contracts and wanting to take their websites with them. And many FindLaw contracts were structured in such a way that FindLaw owns your firm's website while under contract. So the content is impermanent. This means that once you stop paying for the service, your content and links in high domain authority properties are removed, and that's really serious. So it's one of those things where we have seen, based on our investigations, that many lawyers have had a significant amount of trouble transferring site content once a contract is up. Inversely, owning your own website is essentially permanent and relatively inexpensive these days, with no need to tie yourself up in a payment plan for the foreseeable future of your business. And again, any gains in ranking and web visits will not vanish as soon as you stop paying high priced service fees. Also, one thing you need to be really aware of is that FindLaw may own and control your domain name. Many FindLaw customers don't realize that if you don't purchase your own domain name and host it on your own hosting account, let's say GoDaddy, DreamPress, etc., FindLaw has probably purchased your domain for you and is hosting it on their own servers. Worse, that may be where your email address is hosted too, and you obviously can be without that for long. It's a borderline immoral practice, in our opinion, and it very often keeps firms locked into contracts, because if you leave, you could lose your domain name. Okay, so what should you do really if you are faced with such a problem? If FindLaw owns your domain name, ask them to add your firm and your IT or marketing consultant registrants in the account. This will then allow you to transfer the domain over to a hosting account that you own. Per your contract, you may have to pay a fee to do so, but you may have no choice really. However, if your website is fairly new and you don't have many backlinks pointing to your domain name, we recommend simply starting from scratch. Buy a similar domain name on your own and have your new agency or consultant connect your new website to that domain. Let me talk to you about advertising here. Should you let FindLaw manage your SEO, PPC ads, and content strategy? Well, it really depends. Once again, it really depends. One thing for sure, it's all about having control over your assets. Okay. Normally, we would say don't let FindLaw manage your marketing. You want to really have control. See, that's the thing. You do not want to have a third party, FindLaw or Avo or Justia or what have you, control your marketing. So lawyers who purchase a website from FindLaw often get upsold into SEO services for personal injury lawyers, PPC management for law firms, and even content marketing for lawyers. The problem is threefold. They rely on their own network of backlinks to try and help you rank. So if you discontinue with them after getting few results, you will lose all of those backlinks. They have thousands of customers, so after you sign up, you will rarely hear from them. Frankly, they don't care about your success. I mean, because they have a lot of eggs to actually focus on in the basket. They are more incentivized to rank their own web directory instead of ranking your website, right? It's all about really thinking about what's in it for you, what's in it for you in the end. So FindLaw's SEO services are also notoriously basic. I mean, we have actually tested 23 of them. Okay, they are basic because again, they're not an SEO agency. They are a legal directory. Of course, they are providing SEO services as an ancillary service, as an ancillary offer, but they're not. This is not their primary, their core area. Okay, and so you will not be able to compete in a serious market with them as your agency, as your SEO agency. So FindLaw will list you on a handful of directories that all of your competitors have, do basic on-site SEO work, and add links from their directory to your website. And their PPC management and content writing are very much the same. Okay, this is something to really think about it. So, more recently, FindLaw contracts state that if you purchased content written specifically for you, like blog posts for instance, you own that content. The same does not necessarily apply to homepage content, general practice area content, and the copy that comes with your website. So the good news is that if you were to go with an SEO agency, for instance, you are able to build you can quickly rebuild the content that was on your FindLaw website, and the new content will be exponentially better than the previous content. Why? Because a normal SEO agency or a normal SEO and quote unquote normal, a traditional SEO consultant has several proprietary methods for doing keyword research, and the agencies constantly test those methods on many sites. Okay, so you are often better off without FindLaw created content, as they sometimes use spawn low quality or duplicated content. Let me give you a few warnings here. So one thing you have to understand is that FindLaw has serious conflicts of interest with your firm. I mean, FindLaw has a lot of good things going on for it, right? They're a pretty well-ranked legal directory. When it comes to marketing, you should be really careful. First of all, FindLaw needs to rank its own directory. That's where the conflict comes from. So FindLaw only has value if the directory ranks on Google search for phrases like slip and fall lawyer in Cincinnati. If they get that organic traffic, they can charge law firms a premium for digital real estate on their directory. But wait, you also want your website to rank for those phrases. So if you hire FindLaw to execute your SEO strategy, they are directly competing with their own directory actually to rank your website. Either that or they meter the results they are willing to produce for your website. That's number one. Number two, FindLaw is part of a competing network. FindLaw was actually purchased by Thomson Reuters, so it joins Super Lawyers, Avocado.com, and LawInfo.com under the same umbrella. So if you are relying on FindLaw for your marketing, they are cannibalizing your digital visibility. This is really important to think about it. Let me give you an example. You can see on the screen here. So FindLaw promotes the law offices of Lorraine Clark LLC, like bankruptcy's attorney's office, as a success story on the FindLaw website. Success story, quote unquote, of course. However, if you Google Charleston bankruptcy attorney, the law office of Lauren Clark LLC is outranked by superlawyers.com. So here you have already the sort of delta I was telling you a little earlier about. Okay, and so if there is no positive correlation between the work you're doing and the ranking you're having in the SERPs, then this is not really good, because there's no need to cannibalize there's no need to finance the cannibalization of your own work with the work that FindLaw is doing with all the other Thomson Reuters properties, Avocado.com, LawFind.com, and so on and so forth. So it's one of those things where you have to really find a great balance and also make sure that you are actually striking that right operational balance, not only in the short run but also in the long run. And this becomes a little complicated if you are in if your practice targets several geographies. So when you think about the FindLaw, you also need to really understand that FindLaw deals in shady backlinking practices, and this is not something that we have seen ourselves. Many reviews online and many news reports have said that FindLaw is pretty good in certain aspects. But when it comes to backlinking practices, they're not really the most ethical. Okay, so and there are two important things that I want to say that really back up what I just stated. First of all, you will lose all of the backlinks to your website from FindLaw properties if you discontinue their ongoing SEO services. Think about it. You've been with FindLaw for many months or many years, and all of a sudden you say, you know what? After 10 years, I'm out of here. And during those 10 years, you have built backlinks. But as soon as you stop paying them, as soon as you cut the contract, you cut the contractual ties with them, you're losing everything. You're losing all those backlinks. Okay, so this is really a little discouraging because this discontinuation of their ongoing SEO service alone qualifies as paid link spam per Google's guidelines. It's highly unlikely that Google values and backlinks from FindLaw.com since the search giant is obviously aware of FindLaw and its practices. So something to really think about, especially how they handle contractual agreements. So that's the first thing. You will lose all of the backlinks to your website from FindLaw properties if you discontinue their ongoing SEO service. Secondly, FindLaw has engaged in explicit link spam in the past. So it's one of those things where we have seen from various research reports, investigative reports, how FindLaw was able to really engage in those shady backlinking practices. The thing is that FindLaw is really in its I would say in its they are doing right by their strategy to rank their directory first. The thing is that the conflict of interest, that's where the problem is. Okay. FindLaw is doing the right thing because if I were running a FindLaw, maybe I'll be doing the same thing too. Because if I need to rank my directory, I'll do everything to rank my directory first, so I can charge big money to those lawyers who will come to me. The question is, how do you handle the conflict of interest of you willing to work with FindLaw and at the same time trying to rank your own website? So let me give you something that's really good to know. How do you leave FindLaw? I mean, if you have finally reached your wits end because of high cost with no return, absent account managers, poorly written content, or let's say some other issue with FindLaw, you actually have to tread lightly while discontinuing your contract. Okay. First of all, I want you to read your contract carefully. I mean, basically, we already know that FindLaw, based on what I told you, holds your website hostage, but you may own your own domain name and even some of your content. So read your contract again to make sure you know what you do and don't own. You also want to see what your buyout package is for the website's design files. FindLaw often charges 4% of the website's annual value for a buyout, what they actually call annual value. This is actually a value that they derive through proprietary algorithms, okay? And so the thing is that you also have to really think about FindLaw reviews. Who's actually leaving those good reviews? You know, it's one of those things where when you start reading the reviews on FindLaw, you'll see a certain balance, okay? But it's important to understand that a lot of people have said in the past that the good reviews come almost exclusively from people using the research tool, which is perfectly fine. Remember, the research tool is really great. Employees, of course, also leave positive reviews, and also consumers who found an attorney. Okay, so this is actually on the B2C side of things. What about the B2B side of things? In other words, the attorney side of things. If you are a consumer, okay, you love FindLaw. If you are doing research, you will love FindLaw. But if you are an attorney and you are trying to beef up your firm marketing practice, maybe FindLaw is not the right place. Okay. And so you will see, for instance, some of the real reviews about FindLaw on sites such as G2. That's what you have on the screen here, G2. And you also have the reviews about FindLaw on bestcompany.com. So you can see that in the end, the picture I've tried to paint through this video is that with FindLaw, you have to tread carefully. Okay, you can use the tool, but you just have to know which operational activities to use the tool for. Maybe definitely not marketing, because you do not want to be held hostage to some kind of third party firm or app. So the bottom line here into this conversation, I just talked to you about whether your firm should use FindLaw. I gave you the facts to know, the strategy, the FYI, the advertising, the warnings, what's really good to know, and the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.